Right, hello people. Welcome to my channel. I'm called Top Recorder because I do a variety of things. Like if you check it, like my full my name, it's like at Motorized stuff. It's like Top Recorder at Motorized stuff. So it's like meaning like Top Recorder. I do that because then I can record anything basically. So what I've done for this cost me 55 quid this kit. Yeah. I paid nothing for the frame. Um, Basically, I've took the sponge out the back of the air filter, I've took the netting out. I've left the choke on because that makes no difference. The baffle in the stinger in the exhaust, what runs down, it ran from the very tip. It runs right down towards to where the pipe joins, like just the bendy pipe joins the can, and it ends close to there. So what that's doing is like creating like sort of like a back pressure, which is actually restricting in the the machine. So I cut the stinger off from the back of this exhaust. There's a 10 mil, so 8 or 10 mil bolt. You just unscrew it, pull the cap off, and there'll be a long piece of metal just sticking off the end of the cap like you pull off, and just chop it off. Just chop it off right up as close as you can. It doesn't have to be right up, but as neatly as you can. And what that does then is create. Will then turn into a very. This part here will turn into a very small combustion chamber. You see, it will only be small. The power gain you get from this, I've tried it. I've got 33 on a standard one, but it was running like real rough and gargling. Um, just making like, no, four stroking you call it, don't they? On a two stroke when it gargles and it can't fire. Um, so basically that's why I took the filter out the airbox. I'm gonna drill 5 holes in the back of the airbox so it can suck the air even easier. So I'm gonna screw that back off and get that done. And as you can see at the front here, 2 seconds, because I've got a broken leg, so I need to be careful. You can see that it's not fastened there at the front. So what we've got is, I don't know if you've ever seen it before, but you get like fencing wrap from when like a fence has fallen down, and it's like a strip of metal, and it's got like individual holes like placed like separately, like gaps between each one. I'm just going to go down to my local DIY shop, or there'll be some place, get a bit of that, and I'm going to obviously wrap the first, drill the hole on it big enough first, and then I'm just going to wedge it on here, just get this bolt on lightly for now, and I'm going to pull it between these two wires, and then I'll bend it and make sure that there was a hole on the other side, obviously, and I'm going to bend it and like make sure there's plenty of slack, and then just get the bolt on, and then just keep pulling. I'll keep tightening each bolt a couple of turns each go until the metal starts pulling against the frame, and it's simple as that. So don't worry about it if you've got like the wrong thickness frame or the wrong size frame, because that's the best solution, is to use some of that fencing wrap, the stuff what you repair fences with. When a fence has fallen down, and then you just like you nail one half of the fence with that stuff, then you pull the fence together, don't they? And then they wrap it round the corner, and then they nail it again, and then that's it. It's simple as that, innit? But anyway, I'm going off subject a bit there, but yeah, that's what I'm going to use for that. So that's not an issue at all. The only thing I'm concerned about, look how close my fuel line is to my petrol, to my spark plug. That's what I'm concerned about. This year, as you always end up with, one bolt didn't tighten up on my petrol tank. it's just decided to like thread out. Do you know what I mean? It's just threaded itself off. So I've had to just leave it, and I thought, well, sorry, put some tape round. Since now it's only got 3 bolts. I can't over tighten the bolts, you see, because I've done it before, and they tend to leak the tank if you tighten the bolts too far. And they're only small bolts with thin threads. You can easily just strip them off. You know what I mean? Don't take much. But it's got fully working gears because my gear cables run down the front here. I've got the. I'll show you now. I've got the back. Back is in the 6th cog at the back there, and on there, look, it's in 6, and it's on the 2nd cog. On the sprocket gearing. You know what I mean? And there's 3 as well. That's on the 2nd one up there. On the 2nd one, where am I looking? There we are. So I've got fully working gears. I've got a back brake, what's fully working because the back brake cable runs down the side of the frame. So I've got a full motorised bike with full both front and back brakes and front and rear gears. So it's going to be a bit of fun. Because come to a decent hill, I can just down gear it myself and pedal with it, up the hill, you know what I mean? Tell you what, I'd say this is probably my best build because for that reason, for getting the gears all like as it is, it's going to be absolutely brilliant. Because I've got like any of the other ones, we've always had problems with the cables being up here, and then the tank traps the cables, and then you can't use your gears because you have to take your tank down, and then it traps the cables. And then also I've had it where I've had no back brake, but now I've got a back brake, I've got front brake, I've got the front gears, I've got the rear gears. So happy days. All I need to do, as you can probably spot, is take a couple of links out this chain. Maybe 2-3 links out this chain. It's too long. And then from there, I think get some fuel shot in and off we go. Might be today. If it is today, I'll go get my phone bracket. I'll get my mobile phone bracket, and we'll get it rigged up and set up on it, and then we'll do first start-up run and that. So if anyone's interested, please subscribe to my channel. I will be doing quite a few of these videos, I promise. I'll be doing plenty of these motorised bike videos, because I love these things. These are absolutely brilliant. And especially with having front and back brake with gears and everything, I mean, it's the perfect bike for me. £55 for engine. There's all these electric kits, £200 odd just for a bloody wheel with controller, no battery. You're paying, then you need £200 for a battery, £250, you know what I mean? There's 500 odd quid. Then you need a bike, and you don't want to put all that on a little scrappy frame, do you? Whereas like one of these, if it's going to cost you £55, it doesn't matter what bloody frame it goes on, does it? But anyhow, I'll stop whittering on and going on. And please subscribe if you do want to see this running and how it goes. And we'll do some top speed runs and GPSs. And then we'll start deciding how we can think to tune it up for free. One thing I will show you is what I already have, and it's already been done, is I'm not sure if it's possible for you to see, but I have a ported, or half, almost fully ported barrel from last time. It's fairly clean. It's not polished shine, but then it's just the intake once it's moving in and out because it's quite rough. And I'm thinking of trying that in future, so that should give me a little bit of power. But I just want to get this one running first for now, and then we'll take it from there and see how it goes. But anyone who's listening to me rambling, thank you for your time, and appreciate you hanging about. And please subscribe, because I'll be doing plenty of these runs. We'll be going all over, through the woods, down the main roads. We'll be going everywhere. Trust me, it's some fun.